Hi, my name is Alicia Hawkins, and today I'm talking about the 4 steps of urine formation. Step 1 is glomerular filtration, which creates a plasma-like filtrate of the blood. The second step is tubular absorption, which removes useful solutes from the filtrate and returns them to the blood. The third is tubular secretion, which removes additional waste from the blood and adds them to filtrate. And the fourth step is water conservation, which removes water from the urine and returns it to the blood and concentrates the wastes. So this here is an illustration of a nephron, which is the functional unit of the kidney. There are actually millions of nephrons in each kidney, and about 85% of these nephrons are cortical nephrons, which have short nephron loops and long PCTs for reabsorption. There is also a small amount of juxtamedullary nephrons, which have long nephron loops and work to maintain the solute gradient of the deep medulla and also conserve water. So the nephron consists of the glomerular capsule, the PCT, the nephron loop, as well as the DCT and the collecting duct over here. So the urine formation process begins in the afferent arteriole, where ions enter the glomerulus, which is right here, for the start of filtration. The filtration all takes place here in the glomerulus. The glomerular filtrate collects in the capsular space and flows into the renal tubule. These filtrates include water, glucose, amino acids, urea, uric acid, creatine, and salts. The glomerulus has fenestrated capillaries and does not filter large particles such as red blood cells. After that, the filtrate then flows into the proximal convoluted tubule, the PCT, and the PCT is what reabsorbs about 65% of the filtrate, so reabsorption is its main job. These reabsorbed molecules go into the peritubular capillaries, which run all along here. The PCT is very long and it has a lot of microvilli to increase the surface area for reabsorption and also mitochondria for active transport. So in the PCT, glucose and amino acids are reabsorbed by active transport pumps, and water is reabsorbed by osmosis. Sodium is actively reabsorbed as well, which also causes more water to be absorbed also. So these are the peritubular capillaries, which I just mentioned, and they surround the tubule and receive the reabsorbed nutrients. The albumins and other proteins in these capillaries create high osmotic pressure, which increases reabsorption. So the filtrate travels down these loops called the loops of Henle, or called the nephron loop, which is right here. And its main function is water conservation, electrolyte reabsorption, and also waste secretion of urea, uric acid, bile salts, ammonia, and drugs. It also maintains an acid-base balance. So it is a countercurrent mechanism that functions to retain water in the body. So there's a descending limb, which is right here, and it reabsorbs water from the tubule but not salt, and it concentrates tubular fluid. And then the ascending limb actively reabsorbs sodium and potassium and is impermeable to water. And here's the ascending limb. This causes the tubular fluid to become more dilute. So there's also the vasa recta, which is over here, and these are actually blood vessels that are located next to the nephron loop. They maintain the salt concentration on the medulla by receiving the reabsorbed salt and water from the nephron loop right here. After that, the nephron loop then leads into the DCT, the distal convoluted tubule, which is right here, runs along here. And it is responsible for secretion. There are intercalated cells in the DCT that are involved in acid-base balance, as well as principal cells that contain hormone receptors, which are important for saltwater balance also. And then from this DCT, it goes into a collecting duct, which is located over here. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, there's the collecting duct. And that is for the last step of urine formation, which is the conservation of water. And then from that point, from the collecting duct, it goes out and eventually goes out into the urine. And those are the 4 steps of urine formation. Thank you.